And that's my cue. Good morning, everybody. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk on the news station, 1320 AM WARA. Chase Little, Dominic Damiano. We have half our crew, right? We have
Yeah.
half our crew waiting for Troy Bryce, hopefully to join us. But before we get started and we start educating everybody on the Taunton Gladiators, we have the champions in here, the regional champions, and they're going to educate us on all that stuff, on what's going on, and introduce themselves. But real fast, as far as Super Bowls, we want to congratulate the Division 3A East Bridgewater Vikings with a 34-8 win over St. Mary's over at Gillette Stadium. When Hanover is playing now, we'll try to get you that score as that comes in. But what we'll do is, as I try to do two things at once here with the stream, I'll have the guys introduce themselves and give you guys a run. So, why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Dave Rodriguez, head coach.
Jeremy Chumick, running back.
Matt Letourneau, quarterback.
There we go. Now, if you have some questions to go, I got to get all this text in.
I mean, I was asking a lot of questions, probably too many questions before we actually started the show, but I don't know, I kind of want to dive right into like your actual careers themselves. Did you do college football too?
No.
No, you didn't play?
Nope.
How long have you coached for?
This is my, I think, third year coaching. Yeah, I think it's my third year
Is that
coaching.
just for this team?
Just for this team. I took 2000, I've been with the Gladiators since 09, starting with Gladiators, and then 14 I took a year off, but other than that, I coached 13, 15, and 16.
Really? Nice. Did you ever were those ages or just the years you mean?
No, those were their years.
Oh, did you ever coach like high school football?
No.
Just this league?
No, I was playing up until 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I
Nice.
stopped. I was playing for the Gladiators up until 2012.
Yeah, nice. So do you guys want to go into like college backgrounds of football before we dive into like this league, like specifically? I don't know where you guys want to start. Doesn't matter who starts.
I
want
think
you
they've been
guys
out of
to
college
brag.
for a little while.
Yeah, we've been out of college for a little while.
Yeah. Well, do you want to? I mean, did you like college football?
It wasn't. I mean, I only played a year at Bridgewater before we joined the military, and then
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
just didn't go back. I just started working, and then 2009. That's when I started with these guys.
Yeah. And how was Dean for you?
It was good. I played at Dean, and then I played at UMass Dartmouth.
Oh, you played at UMass Dartmouth
Yep.
too? Okay.
And then when I left there, I actually went to the Outlaws that Dave was on.
Yeah.
Played there for 2 years, and then we started the Gladiators. So
Yeah, actually, I was on the Outlaws all the way back in 04, and then Matt joined in 07.
Oh, what is the Outlaws?
Just another semi-pro team based out of Plymouth. I don't know if they're still out of Plymouth,
Plymouth
but that
area.
area, the Plymouth area.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So could you like describe like the weekly process of practices and games?
Well, what we usually do is we have one practice a week. We practice on Wednesdays, which is common for a lot of semi-pro teams. Some of them do it twice a week, but we always feel with work and stuff like that, it's best to get everybody together at one point so it doesn't, really split it up. But it's pretty much a lot of times like Matt and I will talk prior in the week because I do as the offensive coordinator, and Matt's obviously the quarterback. So we'll discuss stuff a lot of times Monday, Tuesday, or even before the game. We'll watch some film on Friday, a little bit extra, even if we're not watching it, with everybody else. And then come Saturdays, we usually play Saturday nights. So
Yeah. Is it usually just you two in the film room?
no, we'll get other guys, but Matt actually also happens to be my brother-in-w, so it's kind of
that's
easy
funny.
to.
There you go.
Is that like special privilege?
No. If you ask Matt, it's probably worse for him.
Hope you're not listening, Michelle.
508-222-1320 if you want to call in. I want to make sure you get that out there.
So how strict? I mean, I know. Is it like considered volunteer? Like, how do you even sign up for it?
Yeah, if you've had experience. We mostly at this level look for guys who've had experience before. Especially we look for guys with college experience.
Yeah.
There's different levels actually out there. Our league happens to be a AAA level, which is the highest level. Other leagues sometimes will have a AA or a single A level. So basically, the more it rolls down the ladder, the more recreational it kind of becomes, and the less experienced the players are. But at this level, we play against a lot of guys who have Division I college talent and stuff like that. And we have 71 on our roster. I think 71.
Yeah,
so we got a pretty big roster. Yeah, we got a big roster. But yeah, it's if you're interested in football, you love football, you want to keep playing. real full contact football
Yeah.
against guys who know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's kind of the best place.
I think they're being, I just thought of something real
Yeah, no,
fast.
no worries.
I think they're being kind of humble when they don't really tell you how hard these guys hit. It's not, this ain't flag football, folks. These are grown
sure,
men
yeah.
in shape going at it because they love this game, right? And there's a playoff, there's a regular season, there's a playoff system, and someone has to win and someone has to lose. And they're being very, very humble about it. And I know we're gonna dive in, we're gonna dive in into their season, but it's good, like you're doing, you're doing a great thing. You're educating everybody, what people that don't know, because
Yeah,
they're
I
new to
have
this
no
area.
idea.
You know, exactly, and you're
Yeah.
asking all general questions. You know, I mean, I haven't played football in 30 years, I ain't strapping it up. And then, and again, Dave's being humble when he says, we're looking for guys with experience. They want guys that can play the game. It ain't like I'm gonna go out there and play, because I haven't played in 30 years, and God knows they'll run around me like I'm a practice cone anyway. They do that when I watch Chewy do his, when I do the Thanksgiving pickup games at Thanksgiving Day Eve. You know what I mean? And they're not giving themselves enough credit. I mean, again, we'll dive into their regular season, but you're doing the right, I mean, you get the right idea as far as how to go about it. I just think that Dave's being a little bit more,
Yeah.
low kickback as far as, I mean, you got guys running the line, 270, 280 that love the
Oh, a
game.
lot bigger than
Yeah,
that.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot bigger than that.
Our offensive line combined is a total of over 2,000 pounds.
Yeah,
between
with
five
the
of
tight
them.
end. It's about
This is
2,000 pounds.
I mean, some of these kids, they almost have like, they do have, and I think I can say this, and you guys please correct me. You got linemen as big as the New England Patriots, Cleveland Browns, as far as
It's
total
12
weight. Exactly.
The shortest guy on our offensive line, I believe, is 6'2",
Yeah,
Wow.
and that's our center. And everyone to the left and the right of him are 6'4" players,
yeah.
6'4" and above.
And
I
a
mean,
lot
we've
of
got
bills.
guys that
left.
Our
played-
left guard is 6'6" alone, 350 pounds.
Yeah, we played at Rutgers, and then
Wow.
tackle played at Holy Cross. So we got guys with credentials there, no question about it. Some guys
Right.
who've even done time in the NFL for a little bit too.
Right.
Reggie Bush's fullback, Ryan Poudrell
Yep.
that was there, Nick Rossi's been on a roster.
Really?
Ramsey
Henderson.
was there, yeah.
We have a linebacker who's ranked #1 in the nation for interceptions when he played at BC.
Oh yeah, Ray.
yeah,
yeah,
Ray
Ray.
Henderson who joined us this year. So we got a pretty good pipeline over to Boston College. which is
Oh
nice.
yeah, without a doubt. But I like the way you structured it, because people might not know now that we're new to this area. It's great entertainment. If you love football, I mean, I think it's between one step higher than Division I college ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of the speed and these guys and their experience they have.
Higher than 3, I'd say. It probably faster. Like you've played 3, Jeremy's played 3.
I would say probably between Division 2 and 1AA. That's probably the speed.
Speed,
Yeah.
yeah. It's definitely faster
Yeah.
than 3.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And that was just me. That was just me being. I'm not being a homie, but I know what I see when I see you guys play.
Yeah.
And I've seen Division 1A football before, and I've seen Division 1. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you guys are up there. I mean, you guys are up there with the speed of the game and the intensity you bring and the love of the sport. You know, and I think they're being really humble about it. We got to get it out of them. You know what I mean?
What is the like the popularity of it? Like, do you guys have a huge fan base?
Well, it depends. And to be honest, one of our biggest rivals, the Middleborough Cobras, has done a really good job over the years having a great local fan base. So, you know, it's a small place, but I mean, you could easily go in there and there'd be over 500 people, close to 1,000 people jammed into what's normally a small type of place, which makes for an exciting atmosphere.
Yeah.
We've had some really good crowds. A lot of it depends on who you're playing.
Yeah.
Like the Taunton area, because we were close to, you know, the Randolph Oilers were around forever, the Cobras around forever. The Eastern Football League's been around since 1961. So, especially in this area, Marlboro Shamrocks
Yeah.
have won numerous national titles. There's actually quite a reputation of it. Popularity-wise, kind of just depends. You know, depends on the time of the year when football kicks back up. You know, sometimes people get more interested in the fall,
Yeah.
summertime. Sometimes people are away, but yeah.
I'm trying to think. I have a couple of questions.
Go to town, baby.
Yeah.
I'm almost caught up.
So when did you are you the first coach of the Gladiators, or how long have they been established as a team?
No, 2009. We started in 2009, and we've actually
we started in
won
2009 as the Bridgewater Gladiators,
Oh, okay.
and then 2010 was our first year in Taunton.
I'm the 4th head coach.
Yeah, it was Bob Turner,
John Boyle, and then myself.
Yeah.
Now, have you two been on the team
Yes.
since it started?
Yeah, we've been
They
together
won.
since
He left
day
the
one.
Outlaws with me to go.
Oh,
to the Gladiators. Yeah.
Gladiators, yeah.
okay. And have you always? Now you're the quarterback.
Yes.
Have you always been the starter?
All the way up till 2010, and then
You took a break.
Yeah, I took a break and then came back
Work,
in
yeah.
2013.
Yeah. And have you always been the starting running back?
No,
No.
I started off as a tight end.
Well.
Just,
That's a big transition.
well, I've always,
No,
I've
he
always,
is a
I've
running
always been a running back,
Yeah.
but the running back that was the starter before me, he came over with the owner, and he basically just started off as a starting running back, even though I love you, Massey, but I'm better than you.
Is he gone now?
Yeah, he's been gone since
Since
2010,
2010, yeah.
and that's when I took over the role.
Yeah.
The thing is though with him, he's a great tight end too. Because how many
Yeah.
passes did you catch that year?
9 passes for 8 touchdowns.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
And we
That's
actually
pretty good.
rolled into 2010 with him as the tight end, and
Yeah.
then we got to the championship game, and we were down 3 touchdowns, or
Yeah, 3.
almost 3 touchdowns, and Jeremy pretty much single-handedly took it over and popped off 3
Yeah.
touchdowns, and the next thing you know, that was our first championship. He's an absolute animal as a
Yeah.
running
Yeah.
back. Like,
we won't say it to him, but
no, we try not to.
his head's big enough.
Don't want to feed the ego.
No.
Nice.
Yeah,
we're getting ready to take a break. We got about 30 seconds.
All right.
If you want to call in when we get back at 508-222-1320, we are highlighting the 2016 EFL champions and regional champions, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And am I missing one? That's
Number 1 in the country.
number 1 in the country. Again, you can call them. You can call when we get back. 508-222-1320. We will be right back with more right after this.
From November 17th to December 15th, the Attleboro Arts Museum will
Tell us, it's gonna be
art
like
and
Gary.
celebrate
Dave, how do you spell
trees,
your last
lights,
name?
and
R.O.D.
symbols of the season. The
R.I.G.
exhibition will feature
yeah,
art
U.S.
and
Yeah.
symbols,
Yeah.
trees,
Yeah.
Monica Minogues,
Yeah.
and
R.O.D.,
crowns of flowers
R.I.G.,
created and
U.S.
decorated
R.O.D.,
by volunteer artists. All
R.I.G.,
pieces
Yep.
will be on display in the
U.E.S.
museum's Atmar Gallery
Rodriguez.
during part of
Well, I
November
can
and
shoot
Community
this in.
Gallery in December. The work will be raffled off to benefit museum art classes and
I just wrote
exhibitions.
2000.
If you're interested in creating
No, we
individual
had Reggie
holiday
Bush's
themed
full
piece,
back.
email
Who
office
played at
at
USC and was also on 4 different NFL rosters.
Are you one of the
Yeah.
30 million Americans who
say, 'cause
skip
he's still
breakfast
active.
every day? We don't
Well,
need
Reggie
to remind
Bush
you.
is.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
No,
breakfast
this is
has a
Reggie Bush's
detrimental
fullback.
effect on
Yeah.
health.
Which we've also had. We've had Lofer
Located
Tutuper at our
187
games, not
Pleasant
playing,
Street,
but when he was in the
across
middle
from
of his
Shell
contract,
gas
yes, he's
station,
good
has
friends
serving
with
their
Ryan,
customers
so he
meals
was up
made
there.
to
So
order
got a lot of
for
good.
30
Can you
years,
slide it a
using
little bit?
vegetables from local
Awesome.
farms
And I just,
free
and when,
eggs.
and when
Owner
Chewy
Casey
gets back, I
Gargano
just need
opens
Dave to
breakfast
slide in a
space
little bit
every
too.
day
This
from
way?
7 a.m.
Yeah.
to 1 p.m.
Perfect.
For breakfast and lunch.
I just want to make sure you get you all on,
Before we go,
all on the
meals
camera.
are
He wants to
available
sit.
for
I sit on
takeout.
Chewy's left.
I don't need to know that.
Oh, that's good.
Is that Samsung?
What's that?
Is that Samsung?
Yeah,
You don't have a charger, do you?
no. I'm gonna start bringing in some personal gear for stuff like that, you know what I mean?
People who don't know how to charge their phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, in case.
Does your battery drain fast on that? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
mine.
get a lot of stupid apps on it too,
Yeah.
you know?
I always have to cancel mine out on my phone.
Hey, can you do me a favor when can you go, I'll start it off. Can you go to the MIAA and see if we can get an update
On
on the Hanover game,
Did you?
Super Bowl game?
Who's Hanover playing?
I forget.
KP's playing,
Who's
right?
Millis playing?
Millis Hopedale? That's what I'm gonna check out right now.
Whoa. Have you seen Falmouth at all play? They're unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. They run the triple option.
Yeah.
It's like they can't, no one can stop them.
That's what East Bridgewater runs.
Yeah.
That's what they ran, I should say. All right, we're coming back,
You know your
right?
closet
Coming back
and
in
share the warmth.
25
Funeral Home
seconds.
is
Is
conducting
Division
their
One?
second annual coat
Yeah, if you go to,
From
yeah,
November 1st.
I don't know if they
December
had,
16th,
some
donations
updates.
of new or gently used coats can be dropped off 7 days a week at Duffy
Right, now I get you all in there.
Winter Coat
Good.
Bin, located at 20 Peck Street in Attleboro.
You wanted me
He
to
wants us in, so we're all on the camera.
I told him, I was like, sit on your lap if you want
The
to.
30th, the families in
Can't see
need
my
will
leg
we
draped
go.
over his, can you?
Next thing is
Hey, welcome back. Oh, let me put it on. Hey, welcome back. There you go. You are listening and watching for Deep Sports Talk here on the news station, 1320 AM WARA. Chase Little, Dominic Damiano, Troy Bryce is not with us right now. Hopefully he'll join us next week. And of course, Lucy Cabral, she's on assignment. You can call in at 1320. And I have a question for the coach, being a coach, was at a totally different level. Going into the season, let me use the first 2 games. Was there anything you were worried about that you feel like you could have, I should say we, yeah, because I'm a fan, we could have worked on, that you wanted to work on, that you think we were having a problem with 2, I'll go with the first 2 games under your belt.
Well, the past couple of years, we've actually had a pretty much the same team. Like, we had a really tight core, and with this year, we had a big turnover. A lot of guys retiring. A lot of the defense was almost built completely over, including new coaching staff. So you could see really early in the season, like, I had no question that this was an unbelievably talented team. The challenge really was bringing everybody together. And also, bringing everybody together, making sure everybody stayed focused. Beginning of the season, it was pretty much just kind of working out who needed to be where, what we were going to end up really, what was going to be our bread and butter in our offense, that type of stuff, which ironically we found out we could almost run anything.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was focus. It was just really my worry was staying focused and making sure that all the new guys gelled and we got back to where we needed to be as fast as possible. Unfortunately enough, we kind of exceeded.
Now, what about the defense? How was the defensive coach? And we'll go with the coaching staff in a minute, because, they need their kudos too, because they take the time, to help you guys out. And basically for you guys, it's probably more muscle memory about, oh yeah, that's true, than repetition. I mean, repetition you obviously need, but at this level, this is my opinion from an outside guy looking in, I believe it's more just muscle memory stuff, because you guys step away from the game. You only practice once a week. And how long, before we dive into that question, how long is a regular practice?
2 hours.
Guys? Just 2 hours?
Mhm.
And you guys think you get enough, you as a coach and staff believe you guys get enough accomplished with that time?
Yeah, I mean, that's really one of the big things is as much as you have in skill of guys, which is actually what it comes down to a lot,
Yeah.
it's the practice time. There's only so much practice time.
Right.
And that's why we say all the time, people say to us, oh, do you think you could beat like this Division III college? And it's like, probably not, because they practice 5-6 days a week,
Yeah.
and a very, have a lot more time to be organized with stuff. But for ourselves, 2 hours, I mean, we've got a script. We go by it all the time. Everything's timed. We're in and out of everything. Start up with our warm-up stuff and just build, usually end live. So 2 hours more. I think even by the end of the season, we hardly go through the full 2 hours.
Yeah.
We're so precise at getting through everything.
That's the difference between us practicing once a week and other teams like colleges and whatnot that practice every day is we come in to practice and we're not doing conditioning, we're not doing like workouts like that. We work out on our own. We come in for those 2 hours, warm up, and then just go over play style stuff, and just that's what our 2 hours consist of.
Yeah.
Yeah, repetition,
And
a lot of repetition.
we're not teaching the game either, because a lot of us already know the game from
Right.
playing for so long. So, majority of it is just going over our offense, defense, and basically personnel.
And like Matt and these guys play flag all winter and try to stay together and
Yeah.
keep active. So
Now, where do you play flag? That's obviously indoors, right?
Yeah, we play Somerset, the indoor league.
Oh, they have a complex out
Yeah.
there?
Yep.
Okay, so you guys are always going.
Yeah.
We play. I mean, but even then, that's just like during the winter time. We usually play there, but we'll play flag football up until recently. Sometimes
Tournaments.
tournaments and outdoor stuff until it just gets too cold where there's no more, and then that's when we'll switch to indoors. But it's constant. It's basically year-round football that we just keep going, doing other stuff.
And that takes a lot of sweat off you, because they're gelling, the camaraderie's there, all the little things that you mentioned in high school football
Yeah.
that you need to stay as a complete unit.
well, that was one of the big things too. Is Matt, with coaching high school and being a quarterbacks coach, he was throwing constantly during the week, so it was great. He'd come to practice already well warmed up
Yeah, that's
and
true.
ready to roll.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So let's talk about this season. Let's re-educate everybody. We finished, what was our regular season record?
What's
13-0.
13-0.
Yep.
Yeah, we ended overall 15-0.
Including the playoffs, right?
And, no, 15-0 includes outside of our own league, so a preseason and a postseason when we travel to Brooklyn. So that's the other two, and then 13-0 is our league.
Yeah.
Okay, so we finished now. How many teams made the playoff out of the EFL?
6?
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, I believe it's 6.
Yeah.
We had a first round bye though.
All right, so everyone had to beat themselves up to get to you.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where it should be anyway. You deserve the spot, you earn the spot.
Yeah.
you know, and they should, so it should be, they should earn that way to get to you, you know? Do you have a question, sir, over there?
No.
Did you get a score?
No, I'm looking for it.
Oh, he's dropping the ball.
Yeah, I know. It's just giving me like previews.
Previews, that's all right, I know it's out there. We'll cover that in our next break.
Did the game start yet?
Oh, the game started, it already started, yes, sir.
Alright, I'll keep looking.
We are underway as we speak, and I believe it should be, thank you. I didn't know if I was that loud. I was watching the bar, but it echoes really loud, and I didn't know if I was, I didn't want to break anything. You know, and I think that one of the big things you guys mentioned is the lack of worrying about conditioning. So you guys are already pretty much all set, and I don't think some people that want to play at that level understand that. They think you got to waste 45 minutes to get conditioned, and again, that's a lot of probably time that you can use for those 2 hours. Now, if somebody wanted to come out and try out for this team or transfer to the team, how does that work? Especially if you're coming from another team. Is there waivers? Is there something that needs to be paperwork?
Yeah, it kind of resets every year at January.
Yeah.
The season resets, so as long as you don't owe anything to another team, have their equipment or anything like that, it's pretty much free release. Sometimes guys will start on a team and transfer shortly after, but we actually only have a 1-week transfer window at the beginning of the season where a team is required to let you go if you ask, as long as you're not in debt for anything. But after that first week, it's completely at the discretion of the team if they're going to let you go or not, because obviously a lot of people have time invested in preseason, playbooks are known, things like that, and you don't want guys to really build up and say, oh, hey, I joined this team, we lost 2 games, 3 games, now I'm just going to go jump over on the team that's winning.
Right,
It's
so-
really not great for the league.
So there is a bylaw as far as the league, the EFL is concerned, as far as taking someone from another team.
Oh, absolutely.
It ain't just that, I'm gonna get my helmet reconditioned with a new logo and jump over. It ain't as easy as that. I think that's pretty big, I think that's pretty good to get that out there, because you don't know who might take that for granted, that might be new to the league and think they can just jump ship. You know, when you guys won, and another note, here you go jumping around again, about when you guys won the EFL, who else did you play with? Who else did you guys play against, I should say? Once you win the EFL, isn't there
This
someone else?
year
Yeah,
or junior
this
years
year.
past?
Besides winning the EFL, wasn't there another league in Massachusetts or in New England you played before you went to Brooklyn and played
No,
that?
we were supposed to actually play. Last year we entered into this New England championship because the New England Football League is the other league that's in New
yeah.
England. Yeah, and one of their well-known teams, the Boston Bandits, had won. They came down to us. We played. We ended up turning out to be a great game. And then we ended up winning at the last second. It was a great play by Matt. Actually, he had done it several times during the season. Very last play of the game or close to the end, made some spectacular plays. So we were hoping to do that again this year and really get a New England championship going. And unfortunately, the Western Connecticut militia just decided they were going to bail and forfeit and not have anything to do with it. So,
Really?
yeah. So.
Wow, guys must have been.
Which was kind of funny because for a long time we got a lot of flack from that league about how great they were, and when push came to shove, it really didn't come to fruition.
Did they give you, not to pick on them, but
No, you
they-
can pick on them. That's okay.
Oh,
They
it's
were
okay.
scared.
Yeah,
Scared.
they were scared.
yeah, they probably. It sounds like they were.
Yeah.
That's funny. So a couple friendly emails went between you and
No, they just flat out said we're all set. We're done. I think they said their quarterback was hurt. Which, if you only have one quarterback on your team, I'm not too sure how you can be a league champion. But
Yeah, that's true. You should need to back up unless you run the Wildcat really well.
I think that's all they ran. It really wasn't that impressive.
So did you have a chance to watch them?
Oh yeah, yeah. Our guys were out at the game because we were either going to play a team from Rhode Island, the Rhode Island War Dogs, or we were going to play this Western Connecticut militia. Obviously, we were hoping for Rhode Island, so we didn't have to travel far. But once we found out about Connecticut, we were all in. And then, like I said, found out the next day they weren't going to do it.
That's true. So you had a victory party?
Yeah, not much. We were just ready to roll on to the next thing.
Right, and see what that's cool. That's really cool. Now, as far as you guys, I mean, you guys probably, I know you have friends, of course you have friends on the team, but they have different way they get ready. What advice can you give kids that want, I should say, well, I'm saying kids because I'm older, but as far as conditioning, advice you can give them if they really seriously want to step up to this level of football?
A lot of it's just repetitive gym work and getting out on the field. Like a lot of times we go out on fields and we'll just run pass patterns. We'll do basically like almost like a practice for ourselves, and we'll just do speed work, agility work, all types of different stuff just to stay active. You know, like I said, flag football, a lot of it has to do because that's a lot of just running around and just keeping your legs warmed up. A lot of guys go entire off seasons without doing any running, and then they come back and you can completely see the difference because they get tired, their legs, they seem slower, so you just got to constantly continue doing repetitive work.
Now, what about the repetition about getting the core work for your position? I mean, it's just not like, I mean, you mentioned about getting the legs up, but there's a lot more in it that people really need to pay attention, that you're, again, being humble about, that if they really want to play at this level. It's not like, again, and I know I said this in a roundabout way before, it's not like you're going to put the pads on, I'm going to try out for Chewy's position. You know, I'm going to be the backup, or I know I can do, you know what I mean? There's a lot more, the kid guys, young guys like you guys at your age that want to play. It's not that easy. You know what I mean? Is there anything we could push if people do want to do this?
It's honestly, when it comes down to it,
Yeah.
it's the love of the game. That's exactly what it is. If you don't have the heart to play,
Yep.
then you probably shouldn't continue playing. You know, you gotta love what you do, and just love the game. And that's what me and Matt have. It's just plain and simple, the love of it. Like
There you go.
I just can't see myself not playing football anymore, and that's just what keeps me going.
All right, we are going to take our second break. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station, 1320 AM WARA.
What is that?
Oh, it's my time machine.
Does it
My
work?
best.
Sure, just hit this button.
You know what
That's
that
gonna
means.
listen to me.
I was gonna say, tell kids stop worrying about their glamour muscles and learn how to
Well,
work
you know
out
what I'm
some
saying?
sports.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what
playing and doing things like cleans and all that is much more important than worry about like.
Absolutely. That's what you know what I meant, Joe.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? I see the kids at high school.
You should have asked him because I
No, I want his.
talking.
Matt, you don't want to elaborate when we come back on that.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm trying to look on my phone for the scores.
How about Comcast Sportsnet?
Yep.
They might have it on
Says-
there.
The time machine.
They gave me-
is
I
free.
went to
What
link
the saving thing is.
because
You can
MIA
have
doesn't have it
putting
on
some
their
of the
site.
money in
Not
It
yet.
sends me to
savings
other
each week through a
websites, but it's like
401k,
listen live
savings
here.
account, or financial
There's no,
investments.
like,
Put away a
box
few
or,
bucks.
like-
Feel like a
I'm
million
trying to go
bucks.
to Comcast
For free
Sportsnet.
ideas and easy tips on saving, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Like listen live 98.5.
What
The
does this
sports
crazy
hub.
little button do?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna listen.
But those headphones are
This
so
message brought to
goddamn
you by
loud.
the
I'm
American
looking at you.
Institute
Yeah,
of
he was
Certified Accountants on the
he
Ad
came in.
If you are
Should
experiencing
we
an
go low?
unplanned
Jim, no,
pregnancy
he said
and are
that
unsure
when
of
you
what
guys
to do
talk,
or where to get
talk
help,
like a little closer.
Abundant Hope
Okay.
Pregnancy Resource Center
I'll
in
watch him,
Attleboro is
'cause
here
you got a
for
louder
you.
voice.
We provide
Yeah.
high-quality
Yeah, I was
pregnancy
just moving
tips
around when
and
you guys
counseling
were-
to help you plan for your future. And to those families struggling to take care of their little ones, we offer diapers, wipes, and baby food.
That's the thing when like
Perhaps you
people
are
talk louder, you could
experiencing
just
pain or
line
grief
and
from an
stuff like that.
abortion.
Just so it's
We
not
have a
like echoing.
post-abortive healing
It's,
program
that's
to help
basically
you
what this is,
resolve
just
those
a preview of
feelings.
what people
Our
actually
services
listening.
are always
Boston
free and
Comcast.
confidential. Call us at
High school schools.
508-455-0425.
What do I do with my hands?
Popular historian and speaker.
If I ever got that, I was going to do that with the EFL or with the ESN. I still regret not doing that. The championship is just doing the hands thing.
What was it that he kept doing? He kept
December
doing.
1st, 8th, 15th, at 7 o'clock p.m. Justice John Marshall was the longest serving Chief Justice and member of the court
So,
for
Matt,
over
I'll
30
continue your
years.
question.
Many of
You
his
can elaborate.
decisions
Just
still
turn the
have
mic
in
over
effect
to you
today.
a little bit.
Dr. Highlander's talks are popular and fill up fast, so register early. To register, email mholmes@salesinc.org.
Hey, welcome back. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk and watching 4 Deep Sports Talk here in the news station, 1320 AM WARA. Chase Little, Dominic Damiano, Lucy Cabral is on assignment, and we're waiting for Troy Bryce. Troy probably got sick. He said, I remember him saying last week that the family was getting sick, so
Oh, really?
we'll try to touch base with him. If you want to call in at 508-222-1320, we are highlighting the 2016 regional champions, the Taunton Gladiators. You can call in at 508-222-1320. And Matt, if you could just elaborate, I know we talked off here, but they could still see you guys moving online. I just had the mics off. Thank God we didn't say no colorful metaphors, you know what I'm saying? Thank God the mic-
Oh, you had the video still running?
Oh, the video's running all the
Out
time.
there.
Oh no.
But you
We'll
know,
edit it out.
we'll edit it,
Don't
that's
worry.
right, we'll edit it out, you're welcome. But they can go back to the live feed off the
Oh,
4D
no.
Sports Talk website. But, yeah, if you can just add more to what,
Chewy was saying.
what Chewy was starting as far as, you know, and then Coach mentioned off it, you know, off the radio, but, you know, in studio about, it's not like you can just, there's work to be, you have to put in to
The
play.
biggest thing, like with me coaching football, high school football, is the kids learning the game. A lot of kids don't even know how to learn. A lot of kids don't even know how to.
You must be Italian.
Yeah. A lot of kids don't even really know the game of football.
Right.
You know, so high school is the most important because that's where you learn everything. You know. Sorry, I talk with my hands. So.
No, it's good.
And then
Does he do it in the huddle?
We don't want to talk about
I
what he
actually-
does in the huddle.
I
Let's just
rub
skip
hands
that.
like this. So
Let's just skip that.
But I have kids in high school that want to come and play for the Gladiators after high school, and I tell them, go to college, you know, before, learn the game, and then come play for us. Because a lot of us have been playing for 6-7 years now, and especially with our offense, it's second nature to us. We've been running the same thing for about 9 years now, so the biggest thing is just learning the actual game of football, and I feel like kids nowadays don't really know the basics of football.
Start worrying about your abs and your biceps, and actually work on sports-wise drills and workouts, power cleans, you know, squats, stuff like that.
Well, and
Don't
just
do-
to add,
just don't bench and do curls in the
Call,
gym.
hold on 1 minute, finish your thought, I'm sorry.
no, I was just going to say, and just to add on to Matt, that's the thing, you know, it's great. A lot of these air raid spread systems are doing really good for schools and putting up points, but a lot of the fundamental teaching of football seems to be kind of not the same
Eye
as it was
formation, wing
before.
tee, all those
Understanding,
things.
yeah, you know, it's great because it adapts to programs that are maybe smaller and
Yeah.
wouldn't fit into those big power football. Okay, you see it in college football all the time. But I think what Matt's found, and I even found with a lot of guys who have only been involved with that, like they're not as knowledgeable about a lot of the basics of
Right,
football.
exactly. All right, Carl, you're next. You have a question for the guys?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm really enjoying this. I was just curious about what the pay rate is for these people, because I know it's semi-pro, and just to get a general idea, like does a first-year player get more?
Oh, you'll enjoy this.
Yeah, no, we don't get paid because it's amateur, and if we got paid, nobody would be able to come here and then go back to college afterwards. It'd ruin the eligibility status for college. So we don't do that because, again, there's a lot of players we wouldn't be able to get if they had any thought of going back to college, which actually does happen a lot of times. We'll have somebody come in, they'll play a year or two, take off to college, have some good years at college, and when they're done, come back to semi-pro. So.
Well, that's really interesting, because it's sort of like the Cape Cod Baseball League, correct?
Around that, I don't know a heck of a lot about it, but I mean, you know, other than kind of general knowledge, but I'd imagine.
Yeah. Because I know what my wife did one of the All-Star games at the end of the summer, and we were talking to one of the people who used to be with the director, and because my wife and I, we vacationed down there, and when our kids were smaller, we used to go see the games, and we were just amazed to see how many of the players just come from like down south and whatnot, and I think they work just like the same situation like used people do, where it just goes like where you don't get paid.
Yeah, it's definitely for a love of the game, you know, type of thing, just at a high level. I mean, some people like to do it, you know, they, again, with those lower levels of it, you know, these guys really just want to put on the pads, but at the level that these guys play at, you definitely can't just walk on the field. You got to be a pretty good football player.
That's my biggest point. Carl, you have another question?
Oh no, that's about it.
I appreciate the call.
And Hanover's winning 7-0 with his 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the third quarter.
There it is, see? Thank you, sir, appreciate that. Now, who are they playing?
He's fired now.
It's my last show.
You might get hired.
No. Don't fire him. My wife will miss him next Saturday.
Yeah, right. Thank you, Lou, thank you for the call.
Ciao.
Ciao, bye-bye. And then we drop that call, and boom, I'll do it again. There it is. Oh, I tell you, these speakers are killing me. So, I got a question for you two football players. If you could go back in time, and I always direct this, you know, with the other kids, the younger kids, when we get the high schools in, and even you, Coach, maybe you could think of, maybe something comes as far as the coaching aspect of this level of play. What would you want to go back? If you could go back in time, what would you want to fix or what would you want to work on?
My biggest regret is, no offense to Dave and you, Dominic, but I transferred out of Taunton High and went to Bristol Plymouth.
Yep.
And I feel like my biggest regret was switching out from that school, because I feel like I would have been my future with football, I feel like could have been a lot different if I had stayed at Taunton High. And I have a good friend, John Gordon, who reminds me of it all the time, because me and him played at Taunton High together, and with me and him in the backfield, even now, is dangerous. But back then, it would have been
something.
It would have been something to see.
Right.
How so? How do you think? What do you think would have happened
Just
differently?
because me and him playing running back together, we bring two different aspects of the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very shifty running back. He can be a power running back if he needs to, but it's just with me and him in the backfield, he had no care in the world for blocking for me every single play, and he's actually smaller than I am, but he just he'll block for me every
beast.
yeah he's just
Absolute beast of a
he'll
football
block.
player.
He can block for me. I can block for him. But us playing together is just, we've known each other since freshman year at high school, and we just know how each other plays, and that's what
Well, not
brings
just-
a love of it.
Not just that, aren't you you're the record holder at BP, right?
Yeah.
He's the record holder at Taunton High?
Yeah, we have two.
He won the what was it, the autogram?
Yeah,
He won the
autogram.
Oh, you just reminded me, we are going to be covering that on December 14th on the 4 Deep Sports Talk website, live on 4 Deep Sports Talk. We're going to do it this year. Well, we did it a lot. We didn't do it. This is our first year. Then we just started covering the Dave Collins basketball. But you mentioned autogram. We're going to have
I was a runner-up for that in high school also.
Oh,
by
congrats.
Dave.
Yeah, we're going to stream that live this year, right from Grin and Bedford Volk, all the everyone. We started posting, the nominees, and that's going to be fun to do.
That was a good dinner.
That was
That was a great dinner.
So, speaking,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
You good?
Yep.
Speaking on behalf of chemistry, how important is that?
The difference between us and a lot of teams is honestly just chemistry. We're not just teammates. Me and Matt, he was my best man at my wedding. He's one of my best friends. I don't tell him I said that, but
I won't.
Most of us we play on the field, but we also hang out together.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest difference, is that if I'm being stupid on the field, Matt can honestly just look at me and say, "Shut up and relax." I can do the same with him, and we listen to each other.
There's about 2 or 3 times me and Chewy will fight during the game.
Yeah, we'll
it's
yell
a
at each
given.
other constantly, but in the end, it honestly on and off the field, it's just we're just a team no matter what.
We just want to win, basically. It's
Well, and that's what's helped us really in those situations like last year, especially when it was, we're sitting there, it's 4th down, 20-something yards to go, and, we make a play. Matt throws to Felix to win the game, being in the New England Championship against Boston, coming down to the last second. You really can't win those games without having the chemistry and the trust each other, because if you watch a lot of other teams, I feel, and you watch our team, we're like
arguing the whole time.
ice. Yeah, we're like ice water on the sidelines. It doesn't matter if it's the first play or it's the last play of the game. I feel like we almost play better, and a lot of that has to under pressure, and that has to do with the chemistry.
The situations that we've been in, other teams would just crumble under the
And we've
pressure,
seen it.
and we've seen it personally.
Yeah.
And we just literally just hold it together, and we're like, all right, you know what? We know what we got to do. Let's go out there and do it. We've been in these situations before, and that honestly all comes down to chemistry and trusting each other. So,
it also comes down to Dave too. I mean, there's a lot of times it'll be 4th and 10 on our 40-yard line or 30-yard line, and Dave's like, "No, we're not punting. We're going for it." And that's just the trust.
Sorry,
he has.
Lucas.
That's just the trust he has in our offense and our defense, especially because if we don't make it, I mean, our defense will get us the ball back. But yeah, I mean, he's a guy. I was gonna say something, but I forgot I'm on the radio. I was gonna say he has big
Thank God.
But yeah, no, he's when it comes to that stuff, he doesn't shy away from going for it on 4th down. So
I feel like,
and once he has that in his mind, there's no changing it. So don't even try.
Trust me, there's plenty of times I'm like, "Dave, punt." He's like, "No, we're going." I'm like, okay.
no fun in punting.
Yeah, it's true.
Again,
really.
sorry, Lucas.
Nobody remembers the team that punted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, it's true. It's an offensive. If you have the offense you guys have, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, and the defense too, like Matt said. I mean, we've got an unbelievable defense, and one of the biggest things was really rebuild that entire thing. And I mean, we got a really good defensive coordinator in who was a championship coordinator on another team last year. Kevin Polson came in, brought his staff in, and you know, we all had to mesh together, and they did a really great job, and especially by the end of the year, man, were they firing on all cylinders.
Now, when you guys practice your defense, do you go, you're starting off, how does that work? Do you guys playing both ways?
No.
John Gordon.
Yeah,
Gordon will fill in on
few
offense
freaks, yeah.
as needed. That kid,
Yeah.
you can literally not take that kid off the field and he'd be fine. He basically plays DN, but there's been situations where we needed him at fullback or running back, and he's been like, okay, and just jumps right in, goes right back to defense. So
Just a straight football
but he's
player.
basically the only one that does that. We basically have our offense and our defense, and that's it.
No,
Well,
we
go
have
ahead,
some
I'm sorry.
battles at practice. We do. It's
Oh, I can imagine.
I can remember
Stuff
right
that
before we played
stuff
the
that you
Fury.
cannot air on the radio.
Yeah, right before the Fury. I mean, we were going at it all practice, you know. And
I need you to hold that thought because I want to jump back and we get ready to go on break.
Okay.
You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station, 1320 AM WARA. We are highlighting the 2016 regional EFL champion, the Taunton Gladiators. We'll be right back with more right after this.
is it still on?
From November 17th to December
When he clicks those yellow lights, it's off.
trees, lights, and
Dude, we're still airing.
Yeah, but no, we're on. Oh, you're not, you're right.
wreaths on
What?
No.
Edit. Cut. Mulligan.
No, it's all gonna get edited anyway.
Hey, so I was gonna say,
during part of November.
so I went to go say that stuff. So
Dude, that's why every time I say something, I have to think about it in my head first. I'm like, all right, that doesn't involve a swear, right?
An original
You're still a little hot and your
email
guests are
office at
still a little low. So you just gotta
attleboroartsmuseum.org.
make sure the mics are
Okay,
fine.
so what are you wearing right
Yeah,
now?
no, if you guys could be like 3 inches away from the mic, that would be awesome.
Oh, okay.
So now mommy's gonna teach you how to do
But me
Keep
too?
us warm, you look
Right,
good, and if you want to have them, talk. So
We got time.
So I'm warm, you guys are
back,
off.
then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the
Okay,
right hole,
hopefully I
and
made
start
up for
over.
it.
If you're wearing a tie, it goes over, round, through, and pull tight. Tuck your shirt into your pants and zip up your fly. Socks
Thanks,
on
Jim.
first, then
You're welcome.
shoes right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the leaves. The rod goes down the hole, pull
Here's
tight,
the big
left front
football.
ears.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, you guys are off. I'm picking up, we're picking up. When we get up there and you edit, you never hear them in the background, right? Just the PSAs, right?
Yeah.
But spending just 2 minutes
I
twice
want
a
it.
day
He
making sure
told
they
you
brush
was
their
good.
teeth.
Like whisper
is
that in
easy.
my
But
ear.
they are watching them like Duff his head right down at the table. I'm like,
What?
I just can't pick up the audio.
Oh,
But
okay.
they're hearing the PSAs
Yeah, when
in
the
the
when the
background.
mics are off, it's
Yeah,
well,
it's all the radio.
Can they say live?
Healthy lives, healthy lives.
yeah, they can see you live up there. Yeah. Yeah.
They can see you
When you
live.
pulled my head, I was like,
Sorry, it's only coming out.
So I'm gonna mention the sponsors real fast, our great sponsors that help us out. And then we'll go right back, and I want you, if you can, Matt, just keep on going with that.
I feel what I'm saying.
No, we'll change it then. I got a couple, do you have any questions you wanna dive into real fast?
I mean, I was just gonna ask.
Well, just go that way, that's
Did you
fine.
mention that all 3 of us got awards?
No, I was gonna say, yeah, that's one of them that Matt's.
You want me to ask that?
If
Yes,
you want, yeah,
yes.
yeah, all
What
three
we
of
wanna
us
ask?
got legal.
All right, let's. You know what? It's time to stop being humble. Let's stop bragging about how awesome we are, okay?
There you go.
Because people need to know that we don't mess around.
Well, he started you, Dave started you, then he was like, you know, about the other leagues over there, which is pretty cool. He was biting his tongue, I could tell.
I'm quietly, I take quiet jabs at people.
Humble brag.
Yeah.
Humble brag.
Me, I just like to throw it out there. We're awesome. I'm awesome. We know it.
How does Ric Flair say, until you beat the man, you're not the man till you beat the
You wanna
man?
be the man, you gotta beat the man.
That's it.
Woo!
Dude, what's the thing that's so hot? Dude, this shirt, we gotta get me-phobia. The fear of becoming so awesome, everyone just
Okay,
dies.
here we go. Ready?
Oh, I need that.
I want that.
I want that.
All right, coming back. Hey, welcome back. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station, 1320 AM WARA. Chase Little, Dominic Damiano, Troy Bryce, and Lucy Cabral are on assignment. I believe Troy might be under the weather. If you want to call in at 508-222-1320, you know what it is, we're really doing pretty good with the mics now that you guys are a lot closer. And I just can't take the phone. It's way too loud for me. I must be losing my hearing or something. I'm like, whoa, that's kind of loud. But before we dive in and we get these champs to start bragging, of course, we're highlighting the 2016 Taunton Gladiators. They are the EFL champions. They are the regional champions. They were supposed to play the other New England League, but unfortunately that fell through, and Dave was humble about saying how much they wussed out, but I said it for him. Again, 508-222-1320. I thought he was going to give me the reindeer guy. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Jim. We want to mention our supporters, great supporters we have here on 4 Deep Sports Talk. We'll start out of North Attleboro with Kerry Quintel, the law offices of Kerry Quintel. Just go to our website, QuintelLaw.com. Frank Bedak, BedakLaw.com out of Taunton. Swords Pumping, just self-explanatory, swordspumping.com, and of course, Luca B Signs and Sports Apparel. You can just go to lucabsigns.com. They help us out with all our apparel. Great supporters. All their information is off our website. And then in 2 weeks, I want to mention real fast, we're going to start our play-by-play with the Bridgewater Raynham hockey and girls and boys basketball. Chase Little and I will be covering that for them. That'll be streaming live off our website. And of course, December 14th, the Autogram Award, will be covering that live from Greater New Bedford High School off the 4 Deep Sports Talk website. And I believe that's everything. Now let's dive back into Taunton Gladiator football. And what do you got going on there, Chase? I know you had a couple questions for the guys.
Well, before we dive into the awards, I was going to ask, along the whole line of chemistry and how you guys are describing how important it is. As a coach, you can't be afraid to yell at these people that...
No, he is not.
Please,
all you have to do is check tape, and it usually has to be edited to be shown to most people. So, I'm going to say yelling is probably one of my stronger points for anybody who knows.
Well, it's constructive, though. It might be colorful, elaborated, or no matter which way you want to put it. I mean, but there's a meaning behind your madness,
Hey, you know what
correct?
the bottom line is? It works.
Right.
If it didn't, we wouldn't be
Sometimes it might
undefeated.
be, don't be bleep, 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 and we're like, okay, thanks, coach.
By the way, bleep yourself back in the game.
Actually, I think the best one is Tony Goucher was saying this all the time. Most of the time we're winning at halftime, and I don't think I've ever not yelled at you guys at halftime, even while winning.
Oh, we could be excited, and we're like, oh, we're doing great. And Dave's like, don't be a bleep, and do this bleep, and have a pair of footballs, and let's go.
I like that. That's a good one. I got to steal that sometime. Have a pair of footballs. And let's talk about the awards. That's, you mentioned that you had the privilege of, you texted me the awards, but right now we got a bunch of award winners sitting to your right, correct?
Yeah.
Dave as well.
Coach of the year.
We've got,
Nice.
myself, I was lucky
Congratulations.
enough to be named Coach of the Year, thank you. But Matt over here, very well deserved, MVP of the entire league. He had over 30 touchdowns, over 2,000 yards passing this season, and I didn't even look at your interceptions, but it's like nothing. I think it's single
It
digits.
was like 4 or 6.
Yeah, so he was like 30-4.
Nice.
That's
nice.
And Chewy over here, the EFL offensive MVP. Have you won that one before?
Yeah,
I think so.
I've
Yeah,
won that twice, I believe.
15 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards rushing this year. Which he's basically on pace for 1,000 every year. We looked the last 3 years, he's got like 3,200 yards rushing, and there's almost. And to go back a little bit, actually, just to back step.
Definitely.
When we were talking about John Gordon, him and John Gordon, I can tell you. We went into New York and into Brooklyn to play a team that was a 2-time national champion and hasn't lost on their field in 4 years. So very, very, very good football team. And when the game was over and we had beat them 34-21, which we were in control of that game.
Should have been in the 50s.
Yeah, it should have. A few interesting officiating calls.
Yeah.
But at the end of the game, I talked to the head coach, and him and I had a really great conversation. Good guy. But the first two things that came out were about John Gordon and Chewy, that they were just absolute animals. And, to step into a team that's hit 2 national championships and, seen a lot of different teams, they were definitely thoroughly impressed, not only by the team, but really impressed by both Gordon and Chewy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do they have a formal dinner? You get to sit down, get the award? Do they mail it by Federal Express? I mean,
No,
do they have a good format for this?
they have, trophies and things like that, but we usually get them. We don't do any type of formal dinner. The league doesn't do any formal dinner.
They
or
should.
anything
That'd be
like that
pretty
right
cool.
now. Yeah, we've talked about it before. It's with our league, the thing is it's run by the owners. Like the other league, the New England Football League, is run by one guy, and then it really just kind of trickles down from there. We're more of a system where it's, all the owners, and the board really just exists to enforce what the owners
Policy,
have voted
yep,
upon.
yep.
So, it kind of depends. Like, we got a lot of guys that have been in it for a long time, and they've, tried different things to, doing dinners. They've tried it with trophies. They've tried it with plaques. So it's kind of an ongoing process. It really depends who's in the league at the time and what, everybody's kind of general consensus is of what they want to do. Sometimes by the time it gets to the end of the season, as nice as it is, I mean, we get together so early, and like these guys said, it's just nonstop football. So a lot of times it's like, hey, can we at least get, December and January to take a break and,
Yeah, but I think it'd be
separate.
cool to say,
Yeah, yeah.
At the end of the season, the league is smart enough not to want to put some of the teams in the same room together. So
We do a banquet.
Yeah.
Like teams do banquets, and we always do a banquet.
Oh,
with our
nice.
own awards. So we'll do team awards and stuff, which we haven't done yet. That comes in January. Home Plate, which is our sponsor, is always really, really good to us, and they put on a banquet for us every
Nice.
year. So end of January after the holiday season, because obviously they got all their holiday stuff to go through, we get together and go over there and have a banquet.
good. So there's something. There's
Yeah.
something.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just because you're getting your butt kicked during the league, you got to let it go, and you should have a leagues.
Well, I don't think we
league
got our
thing.
butt kicked
No,
out.
I wasn't referring to you.
no, the league needs a.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was trying to be a little clever, roundabout way, and please don't. No, I think you guys get the final idea what I was getting at. You should sit down and.
The league hates us.
Well, they remember what Ric Flair used to say. I know I touched about that off air. It is what it is, but you know what? Because of the league, you guys won your league again, and you got the Cobras in, another good franchise.
Yeah, very good franchise.
You got Randolph, who used to dominate the league. The Oilers, they're young. They need to
They're actually
rebuild.
not there anymore.
They're gone.
Yeah, Randolph folded up not last year, the year before. We have the teams that are in the league. There's Quincy,
Yep.
the Seminoles, which are out of Boston, the Bucks, which are out of Brockton. They always have a lot of really talented guys on there. Worcester, Mass Fury, very fast team out in. They've got they've got Worcester to pull from as far as colleges go. They got Framingham out there, so a lot of those really good Western Mass colleges they pull from, and they're a very fast, talented team. We meet up against them constantly.
Right.
So,
Would you say the Northeast holds like the more powerful teams over the whole country?
I don't know. We really haven't had a lot of experience. And again, there's a national championship that goes on in Florida. I think a lot of time it ends up with a Northeast team that kind of wins it, but it's semi-pro, so it's very difficult. You got to imagine, you got a team out in Oregon who claims to be really good, and the only way you're going to find out is if they fly all the way across the country.
All right, and that's money.
That's difficult. I mean, we got 71 guys. You don't want to put yourself in a spot where you travel to something and, hey, you've got 30% of your guys on the team. 'Cause
Right.
It's just not your team.
People can't get time out of work.
The guys who used to do it really good were the Marlboro Shamrocks. Before there was like a central place, it was basically hey, listen, we're ranked number one. You want a shot at it, come get us. And that's kind of the way, that's kind of the way that I think it should be anyway.
Oh, I definitely agree. So we covered the league. We pretty much. How about your coaching staff? Let's talk about the coaching staff.
Sure. Offensively, unfortunately, I couldn't play this year, but a huge help was on offense was Felix Burkhoff, who outstanding receiver for us, great football mind, played at Curry College, massive help on the offense this year. The only other offensive coach we have, our offensive line coach, Jake Santos, close friend of mine. I've been playing with him since Bristol Plymouth.
Nice.
When we played high school together, so another great coach. So it's very easy to work with them. And defensively, like I said, we had Coach Kevin Polson came in, who was that defensive coordinator, and did a really, really good job bringing a lot of his guys together. Mike Boucher, Eddie Turon came from the Southern New England Rage. He was affiliated with BP. I think he coached at BP for a while too. Who else am I missing? Joe Fernandez, who was there. But yeah, we had. I got to tell you that offense, it was really easy for us because a lot of us just have been together for a while. But that defense did an amazing job pulling it all together. So I got to give all the credit in the world to those coaches.
I'm just doing a couple quick photos like Lucy usually does before we get going. So what do you before we I've got to finish up. So you finish up and then we'll sign off.
Why? How much time do we have?
You got a minute 40, baby. No pressure.
Game time, let's go.
No, I don't know. Did you have a question?
I was just doing some social media stuff. I want to make sure I get the guys in the picture while they were in thought while we were talking to them, so I can get it out there.
I was just gonna ask about the future. Like, how long do you think you guys are gonna play for, or how long do you think you're gonna coach for? Yeah, please.
I think, like Rossi said, we're just going to ride it till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah, me, I don't know. I'm not too sure. It depends on Sunday mornings sometimes. My body tells me,
Ouch.
ouch, you don't have much longer. But then my mind just says, I can't leave the game, you know?
Right.
You can only get hit by that freight train, so many times, and Sunday morning
He works
hurts.
for the injuries, works for the injuries, and ready next Saturday.
But honestly, Sunday mornings when I wake up and I, feel that pain, sometimes it's a good feeling. I don't know if I can leave that feeling. You know?
Yeah, because somebody else probably hurts a lot worse than you.
Right. Real fast, I just want to get out there. I can speak for Chase and I from 4 Deep Sports Talk and the guys here at 1320 WARA when we want to say congratulations. Great season, guys,
Congratulations.
There you go.
Thanks.
Well, thank you very much for having us. We appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. For Chase Little, I'm Dominic Damiano, and everybody here at 1320 AM. We hope you enjoyed this hour of 4 Deep Sports Talk as we highlighted the 2016 EFL Regional Champions, the 2016 champs from Taunton, the Taunton Gladiators. We will catch you next time. In fact, we'll stay on a little bit longer because we haven't heard the caller ID, so let me get my headphones set up. And for more information, just go to tauntongladiators.com.
Correct.
As far as the schedule.
We're on Facebook also.
There you go. We have about 30 seconds. It usually kicks on by now, but it hasn't done it yet. I'm slowly getting used to the software. It's good to see you again. Good to see you guys too. Have a good Christmas.
You as well, yeah.
And hopefully we'll get something where we can get some games streaming live on the internet.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And we're still waiting for this thing to go on. I'm slowly getting used to the software, so it times out. Next week, I'll be on assignment. Lucy Garrell will catch you next time.
You're listening to